if they recently traveled to China is now in effect. The first deadly case reported outside of China. Wuhan evacuees sprayed with disinfectant as they step off planes in Indonesia. And in China, the new hospital built in a matter of days. Battle for Iowa, the eve of the Iowa caucus. Democratic candidates make their final push in front of huge crowds. The last major poll before the caucus pulled because of how it was conducted. What happened? Overseas, the terror attack in London. A man armed with a machete, several people wounded, a police officer gunning him down in the street. What we're now learning about the suspect. Back home tonight, the deadly church bus crash. About 25 people on board, including children. The bus driver killed. President Trump slamming his impeachment hours before closing arguments begin in his Senate trial. The president tonight calling impeachment unfair to his family. Desperate search. The 11-year-old boy missing for almost a week. His stepmom saying he was last seen leaving the house, walking to a friend's home. Police now asking for the public's help. Danger at the door. The armed robber surprising a man returning home holding a gun to his head. A family of 12 inside at the time. And the new storm in the west. Heavy snow, flash flooding, homes and streets underwater. The system now moving east.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Tom Yamas. And we begin tonight with America's crackdown on the coronavirus and breaking details about the 9th confirmed case in the U.S. reported in Northern California. The CDC confirming the state's second case, an adult woman in Santa Clara County in the U.S. visiting family. This as health officials try to confirm a suspected case right here in New York. And just a short time ago, the new U.S. ban going into effect, blocking foreign citizens from entering the country if they've recently been to China. Hundreds dead, more than 14,000 infected worldwide. The first death now being reported outside of China. And this just in, news tonight about another charter flight from China heading to the U.S. ABC's Clayton Sandell leads us off.
Tonight, as a new case is confirmed in California, the U.S. is closing the door to slow the spread of novel coronavirus. As of 5 p.m. Eastern,
no foreign nationals, non-U.S. citizens who have had contact with mainland China in the past 14 days will be permitted by the federal government to enter the United States.
And for Americans who traveled to the outbreak's epicenter in the last 2 weeks,
they will be subject to a mandatory 14-day quarantine.
Several airlines are already canceling flights in and out of China. These passengers stranded in Shanghai. Flights still making it in are being diverted to 7 airports where passengers get special screening.
They just asked me if I had a cough or a fever or anything like that and gave me a form to take to the hospital if I get sick.
So far, 5 states are reporting a total of 9 confirmed cases, the latest in Santa Clara County, California, a woman who recently visited Wuhan. New York City is now investigating a possible case, but officials maintain the risk is still low compared to the flu. At this Southern California military base, Jared Evans is one of 195 Americans evacuated from China, today making the best of a 2-week quarantine.
The Super Bowl party will be right there. Everyone is actually pretty in their room, either playing cards, just having a beautiful day.
Now 4 other military bases are gearing up to house 1,000 more evacuees if the outbreak gets worse.
All right, Clayton Sandell joins us now from that quarantine site in Riverside, California. And Clayton, we're just learning about a new charter flight getting Americans out of China.
That's right, Tom. Getting late word from Congressman Scott Peters that a second evacuation flight is set to land Monday at the Marine Corps Air Station in Miramar, California. That is about 80 miles south of here. And like the Americans on this base, everyone on tomorrow's flight will also be quarantined for 2 weeks. Tom?
Clayton Sandell with the details on that new flight tonight. Clayton, thank you. And tonight, fears over the coronavirus raising tensions in Hong Kong. Hospital workers there threatening to go on strike unless the border with China is closed. And these images coming in as countries taking extreme measures to keep the virus from spreading. ABC senior foreign correspondent Ian Panels in Hong Kong.
Tonight, extraordinary steps to stop the spread of the coronavirus as the death toll rises. Airlines dousing planes with disinfectant row by row, then spraying passengers as they get off in Indonesia. This as the first death is reported outside China, a 44-year-old Chinese man dying in the Philippines. The overall death toll now rising above 300 and more than 14,000 people infected. In Wuhan, China, the epicenter of the outbreak, a 1,000-bed emergency hospital set to open its doors Monday, built in just 10 days. Some 1,400 military medics with the Chinese army brought in to relieve the stress on hospitals and doctors. Many of the sick now having to wait hours to see a doctor. A second emergency hospital also set to be complete this week, but Chinese officials also saying many patients have recovered and been sent home. But tonight, Chinese officials banning funeral gatherings and ordering the cremation of the dead to prevent the spread of the virus. Thousands of doctors and nurses set to walk off the job Monday here in Hong Kong, demanding the government seal the border with mainland China. Some hospitals now running out of supplies.
In our hospital, we don't have enough surgical masks.
In the hospital?
Yeah, in the hospital.
An alarming development there, Ian. Ian joins us now from Hong Kong. And Ian, tonight, President Trump saying he's offered China help, but they have yet to accept the offer?
Yeah, that's right. And National Security Advisor has also been speaking about this. Robert O'Brien saying China has been more open than in previous crises, more transparent, but it hasn't so far accepted these offers of American assistance. Meanwhile, medics here in Hong Kong about to go on strike for two reasons. One, because they want the borders closed, but primarily because they're not getting enough protective equipment for themselves or for patients. Tom?
A strike as the outbreak is growing. All right, Ian, thanks so much for that. And back here at home on the eve of the Iowa caucus, Democratic candidates making a full court press in their final hours of campaigning, greeted by overflow crowds. The first voting in the 2020 race expected to be a four-way battle between Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and Pete Buttigieg. And now a heated battle suddenly erupting between President Trump and a candidate who's not even there. ABC's Rachel Scott is in Des Moines tonight.
In Iowa tonight, the frenzy of the final hours.
1, 2, 3.
The nail-biting close race is fueling a fight for a strong finish.
We are going to beat Donald Trump.
Today, thousands packing into events across the state. Overflow crowds cramming to get a last peek.
How about we cancel student loan debt for 43 million?
Senator Elizabeth Warren making her last pitch. Some still not sold.
I just think that we need to be a little bit more towards the center to defeat Trump.
Warren's progressive rival, Senator Bernie Sanders, is on the rise in the polls. Sanders hoping for a victory in the state he lost 4 years ago.
And we win here, we have a path toward victory, and together we will defeat the most dangerous president in modern American history.
Mayor Pete Buttigieg branding himself as the fresh face the party needs.
Every single time that my party has won the White House, it's been with a candidate who was new to national politics, opening the door to a new generation focused on the future.
Vice President Joe Biden taking aim at President Trump.
We choose unity over division, and we choose truth over lies.
But the president directing his attacks at billionaire Mayor Michael Bloomberg, who has spent more than $300 million on ads and now may qualify for the Nevada debate. The president mocking Bloomberg's height.
You know, now he wants a box for the debates to stand on. Okay, it's okay. There's nothing wrong. You could be short. Why should he get a box to stand on, okay?
The Bloomberg campaign firing back, calling the president a, quote, pathological liar who lies about everything, his fake hair, his obesity, and his spray-on tan.
I stand twice as tall as he does on the stage that matters.
All right, Rachel joins us now live from Iowa. And Rachel, a poll by the Des Moines Register was supposed to come out last night. It's the last poll before the vote. It's not always right, but a lot of people want to know where the candidates stand. It was pulled at the last minute just before being released?
That's right, Tom. The Des Moines Register learned of a complaint from a Pete Buttigieg supporter who said the candidate's name was not listed. This was supposed to be the last state poll ahead of the Iowa caucuses, and the decision to pull it is making this race that much harder to read tonight. Tom?
A very close race so far. All right, Rachel, thank you for that. And we will have live coverage of the results of the Iowa caucuses right here on ABC and all-night coverage on ABC News Live. I'll be in Des Moines with our team there. And a reminder, ABC News Live launches tomorrow night, streaming everywhere with breaking news, context, and analysis. And news tonight about a terrorist stabbing attack in London. New images coming in, at least 3 people wounded. The suspect armed with a machete. stabbing victims inside of a store and on the street. Police officers chasing after him, opening fire. Authorities revealing the suspect had been under surveillance. ABC's Maggie Rulli is in London.
Terror in broad daylight. Armed officers shooting and killing this suspect on a London street. A fake suicide vest can be seen strapped to his body. The man was under police surveillance.
The suspect had been recently released from prison where he had been serving a sentence for Islamist-related terrorism offences.
Authorities able to quickly take him down, putting an end to his violent stabbing spree in the middle of the afternoon. Just a few hours ago, police came rushing to this downtown area. This is where those multiple stabbings occurred. It is a busy area filled with shops and restaurants. Now, it has been completely shut down. 2 people stabbed and another injured in the crossfire by shattered glass. Authorities quickly calling it a terrorist attack, believed to be tied to Islamic extremism.
I mean, you can kind of like distance yourself when it's further from home, but when it's actually on a street that you walk down every single day, it's frightening.
This is the 4th terrorist attack in London since 2017 involving a stabbing. The others all at iconic tourist destinations. And Tom, this is not the first time here in London that someone who was recently released from prison committed a terrorist attack. Today, the Prime Minister said they've already taken steps to increase prison time related to terrorism, and tomorrow he's going to announce plans to further toughen up the system. Tom?
Maggie Rulli from London tonight. Maggie, thank you. And here in the U.S., the church bus tragedy in Ohio. The bus colliding with an SUV, careening off the road and into a pole. About 25 people were on board, including children. The driver killed. Here's ABC's Mona Kosar-Abdi.
Tonight, a terrifying scene outside of Dayton, Ohio.
The accident with injuries, it's going to be a school bus versus a car.
A church bus with approximately 25 people on board, some as young as 2 months old, slamming into a power pole after colliding with another car in a deadly crash. According to police, the driver of the bus owned by the Franklin First Church of God was traveling north on a 2-lane highway around 9:30 Sunday morning. As the bus went through an intersection in Middletown, it hit this brown SUV, also going through the crossroad. That crash sending the bus off the road, killing the driver, 59-year-old Archie Cheeseman. This all taking place at a well-known busy intersection.
We have handled several crashes in this area. Anytime you have a busy intersection, you are going to see more traffic crashes occur.
While crews worked to clear the scene, some on the bus were taken to the hospital. We've learned none of the other injuries were serious, and tonight Ohio State Police are still working on determining which vehicle ran the light. Tom?
Terrible accident. All right, Mona, thank you. Next, President Trump slamming his impeachment trial hours before closing arguments begin in the Senate. Here's ABC's David Wright.
Tonight, unrepentant, President Trump sat down with Fox News ahead of the Super Bowl.
I use the word witch hunt. I use the word hoax. I see the hatred. I see the level. They don't care about fairness. They don't care about lying.
He let loose on his rivals and critics.
What they've done is they've really, all the media, I call it the fake news, and it is fake news, so much of it. And a lot of the fake news is they don't want to report the good stuff. They don't want to report that the economy is good.
One of the 2 Republican senators who rescued Trump from an extended Senate trial by voting against witnesses,
Mr. Alexander,
said today he doesn't approve of the president's behavior.
I think he shouldn't have done it. I think it was wrong. Inappropriate was the way I'd say improper, crossing the line.
But Lamar Alexander doesn't think the president's conduct was impeachable.
Hopefully, he'll look at this and say, okay, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that.
Judging from the Fox News interview, Trump is not quite ready to bury the hatchet.
Pelosi.
I think she's a very confused, very nervous woman. I don't think she wanted to do this. I think she really knew what was going to happen, and it's her worst nightmares happened.
One of the president's closest allies in the Senate signaled he's ready for payback with hearings investigating Joe Biden.
You should expect us to do this. If we don't do it, we're letting you down. And I guarantee you, if it were if the shoe were on the other foot, Democrats would be eating us alive if Republicans had done any of these things.
One day after the president's speech, the Senate is expected to take its final vote on impeachment. Not much mystery about the outcome, though. The vote expected to clear him, mostly along party lines. Tom?
All right, David, thank you. Now to the new storm hitting the West at this hour.